Okay, good afternoon, gents. Hope everyone had a good, relaxing weekend. Hope everyone is well. Let's have a look. What? How you doing, my friend? Stop Hunter, good morning from California. Sounds a lot warm. In fact, it's the first day that we've had our heating on today. It's getting pretty chilly out. What is it at the moment? It is 11 degrees centigrade outside. So this is the first time we've had heating on. So California sounds a lot warmer, that's for certain. Lance took it. I took that one there, yeah. I'll tell you about it in a minute. Kev, how you doing, buddy? Speedy, how are you, my friend? Catch that beauty. Second entry. 1 hour ago, that one there. Let's just have a look. Stop hunter. Yep. 6. Okay. It is for you, not for me. It's that's the one thing I like about trading from the UK. I trade about 2:30 in the afternoon, so there's no need to get out of bed early. Price is holding there anyway, so let's have a look. Chris, how you doing, mate? I took it, yep. Okay, that one there. So we clearly got a leg up there. Now, there's two reasons why I took that one. We had, there was a little channel with a bit of an overshoot. And not only that, we had a leg up and we had 2 attempts to go lower. There was a doji there. I waited for that one, and when I saw that one finished, I dropped my order there and just took 2 points. Didn't want to be too greedy. Out comfortably before the top. Now, would you say that's... see, technically, if you follow max rules, that bar would need to be 1 tick below there. But I see that happen so many times. So... You know, I've been trading this style 2.5 years now, and at some point you've got to use your noodle, haven't you, and just make your own decisions if it looks right. So we clearly had a leg up there, a bit of an overshoot. Usually when you get an overshoot coming down, you expect to push up in the direction. That was one reason. And it just, as it pushed up, we sort of touched here, touched there, and it just worked along that line, didn't it? So for me, that's a higher low. I know it technically, it needs to be a couple of ticks below, but does it really matter? It's just one of those things. You've got to make your own decision, haven't you, really? Okay, there's 1 leg, 2 leg. There's a second entry along there. I tend to avoid that first one now at the moment and wait for a higher low. But that is a possible little break. But yeah, sometimes you just got to use your brains, haven't you? What does it look like to you? It just looks like a higher low, doesn't it? You know, Mac talks about a second entry, and he talks about a visual second entry. Okay, so let's talk about higher low. That, to me, is a visual higher low. So you've just got to make your own decisions, haven't you, really? So I'm just going to shove this out the way. But yeah, I liked it, and I just went for 2 points. Didn't go a bit silly. I thought, let's just get in there, get out quickly, because I literally just sat at the computer. So now... I did have that like that initially, and that sort of worked, so that, after that's doing that, is quite likely a break, actually, so that's probably a better call there, isn't it? So, let's have a look. Yeah, see, that is an attractive bar to go along. In all fairness, I think it's probably likely to. I'm not going to, because... it may trigger and come back down, but for me, that's a good bar to go long, certainly for a couple of points. But we're just coming down and a quick push. It certainly made 2 points anyway, but sometimes you've got to take what you think looks like a good setup. So let's have a look. There's 2 points there. If that breaks, it's going to for sure. There we go. So that's 2 points. But trouble is, there is just a little bit of congestion there. So, I don't know, what do you think? Is this... At some point, it looks like it's going to be a bigger channel, but technically it's a break, isn't it? I have my chart wider. Yeah, I was just talking about that. At some point, when do you open it up? That's how I had it initially. But besides that, for me, that was a good trade to take. So, I think that's okay there, like that, isn't it? So let's call that a break, and we've got a new high there. So I actually kind of like that. I've got the 4,000 tick chart above my head as well, and it fits just as nice. So you took that last trade, that one there. Yeah, I don't see a problem with that, really. We've had a break. little bit sideways, all of a sudden, big strong bar. The only slightly downside to those is it's quite a big bar, but just by its very nature, there's a fair bit of buy-in. And why are you going to buy there? Because we're probably going to make a new high. So if you're buying above there, there's certainly a couple of points. You got a better signal bar. What than that? They don't come much better than that, do they? Yeah, I know what you're saying, though. I got to say, that's a bullish signal bar, isn't it? But I actually much prefer those, because that tells me we opened here, we sold off, and there's obviously way more buyers which push that up. So that takes a lot more buying pressure to push that up than it does just to move across and push it up itself. So I much prefer those bars. They get me a lot more excited, those do. I'm not a massive fan of those full bars. Don't ask me why. Perhaps I'm a bit weird, but just wondering whether this is going to turn possibly into something even more wider. Let me have a look. Maybe a spike in channel. Certainly possible. I tend to not do this unless it continues on up. Let's have a look. Yeah, just for now, I'm going to keep it as it is. I'm going to assume we've had a break and a new high. I like to give it a chance to come back down. So let's say that's a break. Nice big bar there. There's a higher low there. I actually kind of like that. I know there's no room to the highs, but bars like that, I don't usually mind taking them. The only thing that would have put me off is a little bit far away from the EMA, because we have made a new high. Could make two legs back and then push up, but it looks to me like that measured move is going to play out, which is nice. So yeah, a quick couple of points there like that. I was tempted to hold a leg and a leg, but just at the moment when my account's low, I just want to build it up. Once it gets up to $5,000, that type of trade, when I think we're going to get another leg on, I'm going to hold on for at least double my normal 2 points. The doji had a better bar. Oh, that one there. Yeah, I have, let me just do it again. I have reloaded my historic, but it is surprising. And if you think about it, where are you, Dean? I'm assuming you're US, aren't you? See, you've got this data which comes from, I don't know, the servers or whatever, and they fire around the world, don't they? And it only takes one split second to get to your screen than it does to mine. Now, your computer has got to process it, hasn't it? I'm assuming. I'm not massively techno, but I'm sure it's got to process it. And obviously your internet speed is a what the hell's going on here? Your internet speed is going to make a difference as well. So it makes perfect sense that these bars sometimes are going to look slightly different. So yeah, it is sometimes, but I don't really know whether it makes a difference. I don't think it does. Mac always says things work themselves out, but otherwise we'd know more about it. So let's just have a look at this. It is continuing up, isn't it? Trouble is, sometimes you can be going long here and all of a sudden it'll come down because it's hit the top of a range. So I'm going to leave it like that for now. So we've had a break and we've made a new high. So let's just see what happens. If it comes back to the main, continues on up, then I'll adjust that channel. So let's just touch that. So do you know what? I've had quite a good weekend actually. Things have just seemed for some reason to click for me. My chart reading, I was trying to put into words to describe what feels different. The chart just feels more familiar to me now. It doesn't feel so alien. I always felt the chart felt a bit alien. I noticed certain setups, but it just seems to make more sense to me now. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I always felt like, see, I don't know what you guys do for a living, but I remember I was a bricklayer for a while, and I went to college for a couple of years. I was working a full-time job as well, and I wanted to do something different. And I went to college for 2 years, just 2 evenings a week. And then I went on site. When I came out of college, I went on site. And when I was building houses on site, I always felt not very comfortable. I always had to ask, and I always had to get people to check, and I never really believed that I was confident enough that I could, build a wall, build a corner of a house, or whatever. And then after a while, something just clicked. I just thought, yeah, give me all the bricks, give me a nice big footing and some plans, and yeah, I could build a house. Might take me some time because I'm on my own, but I could build a house. And something just kind of clicked. But up to that, I always found if I went to a different job, this was only for a few years, if I went to a different job, I had to say, I haven't been doing it that long, but, I can lay bricks fine, blah, blah, blah. But I just felt like people could see through me and see I hadn't been doing it long. So I felt the need to tell people. And then I hit a point that something just felt comfortable and familiar, like I've been doing this years, you know what I mean? And I've had a very similar feeling in the last sort of week or so with trading. The chart feels familiar. It doesn't feel so alien. And with reducing I've still been frustrated trading, just trading out of anger and blowing accounts, really. Those initial 4 I blew a month ago. I still felt like I had the fallout to that. But now I've reduced my contract size to 1 contract. Something just seems right. It doesn't scare me being in a trade in the slightest. So I think a combination of me just seeing things clearer and reducing my risk, I'm just confident now this is going to work and I'm going to build this account. It's weird. I don't know how you guys feel about it, whether you've hit a point where something's just sort of clicked. And things just seem. The only word I can use is familiar. It doesn't feel like, when you sort of move to a new place and you're in a new town or a new city, and for a while you don't know where you are. You're not comfortable, and all of a sudden, after something will click and it'll just start to feel familiar, or like home, or like you know where you are. You sort of have this mental bird's eye view of what the place looks like, and I know this is there, I know that's there, and so on. And it's feeling like that with trading, like I'm not a sort of newbie anymore. I think I've come on to that next level, which is kind of exciting. It's a nice feeling, actually. Recently as well, when I reduce contract size as well, I take it through. Absolutely, it does. Tell you something, guys. If you're still finding it stressful and you're taking 2 contracts. Thing is, if you're trading 2 contracts on a 50 grand account, you're trading 10%, maybe a bit more in some cases. It's a lot. You tell any professional trader that you're trading 10%, he's going to look like you're a weirdo. He's going to think you're mad. People generally talk about 1 to 3%. I've heard people talk about 5% with futures. I know Daniel, he thinks 5%'s okay because we sort of have we go for high probability trades, so generally we'll win more trades. So if you reduce it to 1 contract, it's around about 5%, which I think is much more suitable. But trust me, if you've always traded 2 contracts, you know what it feels like to win X amount of money and to lose X amount of money. So when you reduce that down to 1, it don't half take the stress away. And for me, it's the stress that trigger those, the trading on tilt, going on tilt. Because you just can't handle the loss. So if I lose 2 trades today, realistically, I shouldn't have lost, $300 maximum. Whereas before, what triggered those 4 contracts, those 4 accounts I blew a month ago, I ended up losing twice, and they were quite big bars, and I was down $700. Well, at the time, I was very close to getting a payout, and I was kind of relying on the money, so that just triggered me. So I've gone back to work part-time weekends now, so I don't need the money. And just by reducing it, I'm quite happy to just go through the process. I'm kind of just putting whether it wins or lose, on the back burner. I'll just concentrate on just doing the job. And if I do that, it'll build and build and build, and then I'll hit a point where, I'll comfortably be able to take money out. You can't really safely take money out until you've built a comfortable buffer. I know we all do it. First time you get money, it's like, I couldn't give a crap whether I blow the account, giving me money. You know what I mean? But I really feel like something's clicked. just feels, the only word I can use is familiar. I seem to know where I am. I seem to know what's going on. I seem to know where to stay out of. So me, mate, I'm taking it easy now. One country. Yeah, Sam is as well from Five Trader. I think if you ask me, since I learned to trade, what's one of the most common things I've heard people say and read? The one thing that's standing out, and the one thing I haven't done, newbies always trade too much. That's the one thing. And the second thing is this is a marathon, not a sprint. So slow down. So with me coming down, I feel like things have slowed down. The stress doesn't feel nowhere near as much. And I'm quite happy to just potter on now and let it slowly build. What do you think about having a bigger drawdown for a bigger size account? I've thought about that as well before, Kev. The trouble is, with the bigger accounts, you've obviously got to hit a bigger target. So let's talk about the 300,000. The drawdown's 7,500, which is 3 times as much. But you've got to make $20,000. That's a huge amount. 7,500 drawdown, $20,000. It's nearly 3 times, isn't it? Where the 50,000, it's just over double. So, but yeah, I've considered doing that as well. The trouble is they cost more money. The one-off payment costs more. But one thing I will say is if you watch that video, the one that Vince did who withdrew that 800,000, he said his plan was he's got 20 $300,000 accounts, and his plan was to trade maximum accounts. But up until even now, and including that 800,000, he still only trades 2 to 3 contracts with that $300,000 account. So the trouble is, it's going to take you longer to hit that 20,000. I think you're better off just sticking with the 50,000s. Just do 1 contract. I tell you what else I feel as well, and I'm convinced this. I think I'm going to make the same money or more trading half the amount. Reason being is sometimes I get scared to take a trade. There was a trade I looked at the other day that I left a few days ago that I wanted to take, and if I'd have been trading in the 1 contract, I would have taken it. Marco marked it, Mac marked it. It was a good trade. Loads of people took it. And sometimes if I'm a bit nervous or I'm getting to the first 1,000 or 2,000, sometimes I'll get out, it'll come back on me and I'll get out for a point or a couple of ticks. Whereas now I'm happy to let it go. So, the 2 trades I had, I think one was 100. So over 2 days before today, I'd made $350 on 2 trades. So I just think I'm going to make more money. Certainly not less, because I'll let trades go. So for me, it's win-win. It's the one thing I've always avoided because it takes longer to build your accounts. But Christ, I've been sat here now for the last 2 years blowing accounts. If I'd have listened to this in the first place and just traded the 1 account, there's no rush. Because if you take too much risk, you're just going to add another 6 months of blowing accounts and more money. Whereas if you trade 1 contract in 6 months, your account should be looking nice and healthy. So for me, this is probably the best decision I've made, without a doubt. Because I'm doing the one thing every professional trader's ever told me to do. Slow down. Don't risk too much. Okay, so we got a leg and a leg. You may call that a small break. I'm not convinced. Are we going higher or not? I don't know. So I've been in trades like this before. I've took a higher low and it's trapped me and come short. So usually after the break, I would expect that to come down. So if we can get 1, 2 pushes up, I'll look for a short there. Let's get a higher low above the EMA. Yeah, you've got to be careful taking high lows here because you've got a channel there. Just keep that in mind. We've had a break and a new high and a channel down and a break. I would say 8 or 9 times out of 10, this will come down here. That's the first break on yours. Trouble is, you go from here to here to here. And I used to do exactly the same thing, and I'll tell you why. Let's see what happens. If you do that, It's actually, you're missing those two now. Now you'll be looking for a high. I'm not saying it's going to get one, but I used to spend a lot of time getting trapped. Okay, let's have a look. Let's see this high or low. Let's see what happens. Not saying it's not going to work, but I've done this before. Took that, it triggers it and comes back down. Let's just see. Look what's happening. See what I mean? I know it's not finished yet. It could go up, but for me, that's going to take. I'd say 8.5 times out of 10, that's going to get taken out. You think how many people went long there? Look what's happening now. See. Once you start extending that, be very careful that you're doing it right. Otherwise, every time we come out here, you're going to be going long. See that as a signal bar to go long as a high or low is perfect. It's perfect. But what's the context at the moment? Down. We've had a push up, we've had a break and made a new high. Now we're coming down. That's a second entry short there, in fact.
Order submitted.
Oh, I've missed that. It's too late. Is there enough room to the lows?
Order cancelled. Order submitted.
Oh, I've missed it. It's too late. See what I mean? You took that lower high, higher low. Don't get me wrong, it was a beautiful bar, but look at the context. We still may another push up at the minute, but yeah, but see, if you're taking that high low, what happened? It triggered you, came straight back down. That's a fair big bar there, see, so. To be fair, I'm not a massive fan of that as a short. If we can get a lower higher, I'll take that. I want it to trigger that though. Okay, let's see what happens now. So we've had one touch, two touch. I'm not saying it's not going to push up, but I would say it's coming down here.
Order cancelled.
And that's another frustrating thing is you go long, it triggers you, stops you out, and then in some cases goes in the direction you expected it to. So we've got a leg down, 1, 2 attempts to go higher. Let's just get rid of that in a minute. We've got a leg down, 1, 2 attempts to go higher. If this comes down, I think that's okay short there. Trouble is the big bar. So we've got a leg down, 2 attempts to go.
Order submitted.
One tick there. Let's go for 3 points. Oh, it might be going a bit sideways now. I'm just going to put that above there. So we're leg down, 2 attempts to go higher. This looks like it's going sideways. Yeah, his stress levels are completely different when you're trading one contract. That's going to take me out. That is.
Stop filled.
Okay, that's fine. So where did I get that one there? Okay. I'm surprised there. We got a leg down, 2 attempts to go higher and come back down. I'm surprised that did that. So, so 3.75 points. Okay, so minus 3.75 points. Okay, in all fairness, I don't like that bar, and I think that's it looks like a bit congested. Okay, that's fine. Oh, yeah, it doesn't hurt nowhere near as much. I'll say that for certain. We are going up, aren't we? So there was like a double trap there. Okay, fine. So let me have a look. Are we making a bigger something there? Ooh, that's possible. That looks like a two-tiered channel. One leg, two legs. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. There's a higher low or a failure there.
Order
Let's see if that'll
submitted.
get me on the limit order. Come on. Come on.
Order submitted.
Okay. So the leg down. Made 2 attempts to go lower. Nice big bullish bar. Pushed up strongly. Okay. Oh dear. It does look like a two-tiered channel. Oh dear, this may be the top of a range actually. Good setup's going to have to wait patient. See, I like that, and you're still safe there at the moment. So it is working off this. So that might be a leg, 2 legs of correction. We may get a decent push up there. It just looks like a two-tiered channel for me. Come on, get up. Touch, 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 touch. It looks like it's working. Come on. I'm in the lap of the gods here. Come on, get up. Come on, push. Does look like it's working up there. Let's have a look. Down, touch, touch. It's still working. Come on, push up. Come on. It's just gone a little bit congested. Let's have a look. We need to get up here really. That needs to push off from there. I like the bar. Well, it depends how you look at this. But it looks like a leg up, leg and a leg. And I think it'll, once it goes, it'll go, I think. Just need a decent push up. Come on. It needs to finish bullish. Come on. So we got a leg up, leg and a leg. Might have been a bit hasty jumping in there. What I'm seeing is this there. So we got a leg down. Oh no, come on. Does look like we're working. That's a high low. Actually, it's a failure. Just thinking it's the bar that trapped me. Let's see. Okay, we've trapped that. Let's see. Yeah, it is congested, but it is starting to move. I'm tempted to get out of it. The risk is a bit bigger than I anticipated. I'm going to get out of this. In fact, let's just sit it. It is working up there. I think once it moves, it'll have a strong push up. Let's get above here. Come on. Touch, touch, touch. It's pushing strong, so I think once we get up, we'll be okay. Come on. Okay, I'm going to put it there, reduce my possible risk anyway. So what's that? 2.25. I can deal with that. I like that. Nice bar, nice bar, nice bar. Come on, get up. Come on. It is still working up, so I think with a decent push. Come on. Push, yeah. It's still holding on there. Trouble is, you don't know what it's going to do you? I've got out of these before, and all of a sudden it rockets up. It's going to take me out shortly. Come on. $2.25 risk, so it's not terrible. I've reduced the risk. It was down here initially.
Order filled.
Well, okay. It's happened. So where was I there initially? So, okay, so not good. Okay, so I don't think that's right. It's hard to say, isn't it? Yeah, it's starting to go really choppy. So where did I get in? It was there, wasn't it? And I reduced it to there. Oh, look at that. Trouble is, that was quite a big risk there. I was there, wasn't it? And I brought it to there, so. I'll sort out the so 2. So that was 2, 3, 2.25. And what was that? 2, 3, 2.75, 2.25, 2.75. Three, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. Oh well. OMC speaker. Yeah, it's only medium impact news. Doesn't usually make a difference, but okay, so I'm down 4 points. All right. Uh, mm-mm. Let's get rid of this. Looks, yeah, it's just gone congested all of a sudden, isn't it? Trouble is, you can be that focused on going high. It depends whether. See, I still think that's more like that. I do. Let's remove that. Stop that entered here. So, in fact, I took that. Why did I take that? I took on a limit order, didn't I? So it wasn't here. It was there. Entered there. Taking the limit order. One tick above there. Yeah. Okay. So I thought something didn't sound right. Okay, excuse me just a second. I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break. Okay. Let's have a look. There seems to be a bigger channel going there. Yeah, looks like it, doesn't it?
Order submitted. Order cancelled.
Yeah, I've got the 4,000 tick. Let's look at the 10. See if we can get a couple of legs down. And there could be something like that. So another leg, come on.
Order submitted.
It's got to come down here, come on. Come on, get me. Come
Order submitted.
on. Okay, second entry long, I like that. I think that'll probably do it for me, I think. Come on. It's kind of come out for break even there.
Order filled.
That's frustrating. That's frustrating. That's frustrating. Another couple of ticks and I'd have been there. It's probably going to go now a little bit. Leg, I like that. Yeah, I was going for 8 there. It was 8, something like that. Didn't quite get it. 8 or 9, I can't remember. Thing is, if you want to go for more points, at least if you go for break even, at least you're not really losing anything. Okay, there's a possible failure there. Trouble is, it's congested, so you've got to be a bit careful. Last one if this loses.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Target filled.
Cracking. Okay. That's got me somewhere back anyway. I like that. There's going to be some stops there anyway, so it does look like we're having another leg. We've come down and we're slowly working up. We've had a good push. So I'm not even going to bother marking that one because I got out for break even, but let's just put that one down as a, what's it? Uh, 3 points. That'll do me. So it was a failed second entry short. Plus 3 points. Oh, thanks. I needed it. Okay, where am I? I'm about $73 down. So 2 wins, 2 losses, and a break even. But yeah, there's a point difference. What did I say? 73. Why is that right? It must be a quarter of a point amiss somewhere. But oh well. Okay. Let's have a look. I like that one. Second entry long, higher low. Once we get above there, quite a quick push anyway. So just wondering if there's a. I think that's quite probable. That frustrated about that one, but there we go. That one I'd have got 2 points out of, but I waited for. I was hoping after that we were going to get some more, but the thing is, sometimes if you wait for more points, you're going to lose the odd one. But I don't mind losing the odd one at the moment if I can get a good run or a good push. What's that one gone up? Yeah, there was a second entry long there, but I got out for break even. Should have just held on, really, shouldn't I? Does look like a leg up. 2 legs of correction, another leg up. Let's see if we got anything from Mac here. I just want to see what his take is on this. That's good. I want to see what his take is on this. Whether he's got it down as a bigger channel. Looks like a bigger channel on the 10,000 tick chart. We got a leg up and a leg. I wish I'd have held on to that now. The one I decided to just take the points out is the one that actually went up, which is a bit frustrating, isn't it? That's what I was hoping we're going to do there. 1 leg, 2 legs, push up, break, higher, low. I was expecting that one to go up there. And in all fairness, it probably would have done, but it just decided to go sideways. So the trouble is, sometimes when you hold on to them, but because I lost that one, I didn't hold on there. I got out there. Now, if I'd have just waited again, I'd have been up to 8 points here. See, so that's the trouble, really. When you decide to go for a few more points and you get stung, it puts you off, and then Sod's Law the next time round, it ends up going up for. That one would have worked, and that one obviously I got a bit points, and I got out there for break even because it started going sideways. So well, it's one of those things, isn't it? But $9.50, yeah, $9.50. So got out for break even there. It was when it was starting to come back down. I should have just patient. I put a break even because I thought I'll let it have a run, but I should have just been patient, trusted the trade. If I would have done, would have gone up nice. So yeah, that's a shame. But the trouble is, it's all part of the journey, isn't it? It's I think you either have to decide to go for a fixed amount of points and leave it, or go for a bit more. But I kind of like now, because the stress is less, going for a few more points, and in a lot of cases it works. Obviously that one would have worked, that one would have worked, that one would have worked, and that one didn't. So same again. See, if I'd have waited with that one when I took that one, where would I gone to there? I'd have probably put it there, that next swing high. I tend to do that, so I'll put it there. That would have guaranteed me 2.5 points, and then there, and eventually that would have got me, but that would have been 4.75 points. If I'd have just left that one, I'd have probably got out at these tops here, so I'd have probably maybe got out probably over here, but look, possible 10 points. I'd have been in it twice there, so it does work. If the context's right. I'm only going to get into these if I think we're in an uptrend. I'm not going to do it obviously if we're in a range, but if I'd have held it there, I'd have probably I'd have gone from that swing, that swing, that swing, and as it was getting to the top here, I'd have probably got out close to the top, but that would have got me 10 points. And after that second entry long, I may have even got in there a second time, so that would have given me maybe 2 points less. I could have had a potential 18 points this. So that's why I like leaving it go. That would have given me 4.5, 4.75. That could have given me a possible 18. And 2 silly losses there. But even with those 2 losses, I'd have still been up 15 points. So I'm definitely a believer in letting it run a bit, especially when the risk is less. Yeah, see, I thought that one after that one, I thought that was going to go. It was looking like it was for a minute, then it came back and eventually took me out. I think as it was pushing up a second time, I brought it to there, which gave me a little bit, couple of ticks less. I think we're due for a big correction. Yeah, we're coming to the top of this measured move now, seeing we're right at the top of this bigger channel, if indeed it is a bigger channel. I'd like to see what Matt's got for us, but I'm pretty sure he's back today. Did he say he was having a weekend away somewhere? Excuse me, still got nothing yet. Looks like it's trying to go up, but to be fair, it's too close to those tops for my liking. And if this is a bigger channel, or that could just be a break, and it is pushing up for a new high. I'm just not a fan of it. It is pushing up, but that could trap some longs in. Yeah, it has done. There you go. So if you'd have took that one, you got triggered. It's just way too far up here, really, that is. I'd like to see that measured move played out, but Leg and a leg. Mm. Yeah, the 10,000 tick chart, that move there does look like a big channel. So look. Looks like a spiking channel. It doesn't on there though, does it? A couple of tests. Your bottom of the channel. Yeah, really, before we if we touched here, if we can touch here, touched a couple of times at the top, so it's certainly a couple of legs up. Are we going to make that? It's hard to say really, isn't it? See if that is one single channel up. We've had one leg down, one leg down. Trouble is, I get nervous about going along here when we've got such a big vacant area down here that we could potentially come down to. Okay, so I was just at my front door delivering a parcel. I'll just be 2 minutes. Okay, leg down, bullish bar. Still not a massive fan of it. Trouble is, it could come down here, but if that is a big channel, then maybe. Just still not a fan. Yeah. It's just not strong enough for me. I just don't like the way we've got this big area down here. Leg. Okay, we got something from Mac. Let's see what he's got. Excuse me. Okay, he hasn't even got that as a larger one yet. He's up to here now. For some reason, do not ask me why. I don't know. Mac's got that. That's just so odd. Mac's got that. That's the oddest channel I've ever seen, I've got to say. That's, unless he's made a mistake. And look at that. How weird does that look? You ever seen Mac draw anything quite like that? Never ever. That's odd. He's got that first one, but not the second one. That's strange, that is. Very strange. Very strange. Okay, I'm getting rid of that. That makes no sense whatsoever. Odd. That doesn't. I've never seen. Unless he sort of marked it and he took a photo as he was moving something, maybe drawing a bigger range. I don't know. It's a bit of an odd one, that, isn't it? You might notice it and get rid of it. We'll see. So he's got that there. Same as mine anyway. So that does. Let's have a look. I don't know whether that's a bigger one or not. I don't know. Max Office Rocker today. Yeah, it's an odd one, isn't it? You might have made a mistake there. Just see if you notice it. Let's see if you notice it. Okay, so touch there. It's sort of okay, isn't it? But are we going to trap some shorts there, are we? One leg, two legs. I kind of like that for a trap.
Order submitted.
There's a higher low, trap in the shorts. Push up for a new high. Leg up to these highs. I like the way it's triggered the
Order
stop there.
submitted.
Let's see what happens here. $600 at 44.10. Really? Might get out before these highs, actually. Let's have a look at 9. Might just get out for a point here. Let's see what happens. Leg, come on. I'm not liking this. Just going to get out for a point here. I'm not a fan of this. Come on, get up, you tosser. Excuse me. I'm not a fan of this. I want out of this. Let's get out for break even. Let's see if it triggers this. Might as well go for a point. I'm in it. Come on. See if it triggers that short. Second entry short. Failed second entry long. I'm not having a good day today. My head's not really in the game today. I'm going to get out of here.
Target filled.
I don't like that. Couple of ticks. Okay, it's probably going to work. I don't like it. It's going a bit sideways. I feel very patient today, in all fairness. Where am I down from where I started? $52 down. I like that to trap that, and it did work. But it's just going a bit sideways for me. So where did I get out for a couple of ticks there? Half a point. God, Bennett. It's not even worth marking it for half a point, is it? Grab the 44.10. What, to go short, did you? You went short, did you, bud? Good thing you got out, yeah. I just don't feel very patient. What's wrong with me today? I'm just not having the most patient day. Do you know what it was? I think that frustrated me. Mind you, having said that, okay, so that clearly went for 2 points. Okay, higher, low, trap that. Fair enough. I decided to wait and go higher, and it could have done, but it didn't. So if I'd have took that one again and just waited, that one would have worked. So I think I have to either decide to go for a few more points if I think it's going to push up, or stick to 2 points. Because there's no point when one doesn't work, and I decide not to do it the next time, and the next time it does work. You know what I mean? You're trading up here. Yeah, I am, mate. Yeah. So that one did. See, it is looking bullish to me. See, so if I'd have got in there, I'd have got out towards the top here. So yeah, I'd have certainly had at least 10 points there. After that big push, I'd have dropped me stop in here. So I'd have got 11 points there. So 11 points would have more than covered those two. But yeah, I mean, I like that down. Tried to go up a couple of times, came down, triggered a short turnaround. I got trapped that way, but realised I thought it was going to push up. When you're not trading or feeling good, time to take a break. Wait till tomorrow. Yeah, you're probably wrong. Probably right. In fact, I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break. But what it is because I waited there. And it came back and stopped me out. So, okay, so that's 2.25 points. So, trading one contract is $115, isn't it? $112.50, which is neither in nor there. Okay, so next time round, maybe next time it'll work. And next time it did. But then I decided not to wait that time, and it ended up shooting up. So, that would have shot up and made some points. That one I'd have lost. That one would have shot up. So, all in all, I'd have been well up. So, I either need to decide. Now, don't get me wrong, if I'm shorted in a range, I'm not going to be bringing it right down, but this is clearly a leg up, couple of legs of correction, and another leg up, and I think it's going to make it. So I think if I decide to hold on to something, I've got to do it and stick with it, rather than, because if I'd have stuck with it there and there, I'd have made some good points. That one I'd have made, what did I say, 8 points? That one certainly 11. So yeah, I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break. I'm only actually down $52.86, so one more trade and that'll more than sort that out. So it's not the end of the world. So let's put that like that. Quick tea break, I say. Back in 5. Let's just put that there. Okay, quick cup of tea, and I'll be back. Okay, so perfectly right up to that measured move. So if I would have held that, then there we go. So it did work. Now let me see if there is a bigger channel up there. Quite probably is. So look, okay, it's actually fitting really nice. But we've only really had 2 touches, but clearly looks like it, doesn't it? So right up, and it's worked beautifully. That measured move has. It's so hard not to trade emotion, specifically after some losses. Yeah, it is. I got to say, it doesn't feel as bad when you're risking half the amount. So I can sit here pretty... I'd say that one I probably jumped in a bit hastily, but I thought I've got trapped. As that triggered below, I jumped in because I expected it. So we had this channel, we've had a break. We've made 2 attempts to go lower and trap the shorts there. Those got trapped and some more. So I got trapped there, thinking leg down, 2 attempts to go higher. It triggered me, turned around, and then I jumped back in there. I held it, and what I did was, obviously it started to go sideways. I put it there then. So I saved myself a couple of ticks. Was it there or there? I might have put it there actually. And then it came down. Yeah, I did. I put it there. It looked like a higher low there. So it saved me some ticks and I was still in the trade. And anyway, it came down and got me here. And it would have got me here anyway for a little bit more. And then frustrating enough, it went where I expected it to go. So that might have been a bit hasty there, but, you know, second entry long. Trouble is, I can't be thinking about going long now. One, we've hit that measured move. 2, if we're in a channel, we're right towards the top of the channel, so it could just drop right to this side. So I always avoid this next one. It doesn't mean it's not going to, but it's just, you know, a lot of the times it works and I let it go, but sometimes I'd rather let it go because when you got this big vacant area here, it has, I mean, look at that, 3 times it's hit that. In fact, I could probably even shut that down a fraction. Let's have a look. Yeah, I mean, that sat there perfectly, isn't it? I mean, it could be a second entry long. And it could continue to go up. The trouble is, if we are in this bigger channel here, there's not much more. We've been right up here, haven't we? So we'll have to sit and watch this one go by. It's a bit, what tea? Yorkshire tea, bud. Yorkshire tea with a couple of sweeteners. I gave up sugar a while ago. I just put a couple of sugars in. It's a bit of a neutral bar, that really, isn't it? Not a massive fan of that. I'm about to stop the coffee as well when I'm trading. I'm starting to act a bit weird. Picking up some really bad habits when I'm trading due to nerves, little coughs, little sniffs. My wife said I'm turning into a dribbling maniac. Trouble is, when you're under pressure, under stress, you do weird things sometimes, don't you? So hopefully the little habits might fade off now. I've reduced the risk and come off the coffee. I usually have about 3 or 4 coffees during the trading seat, so I've got the caffeine running from your veins, so it's not keeping me calm. Yeah, so it's a bit of a neutral bar, that is. It is a second entry, but it's neutral. And my only issue is we've played out this measured move, and in a lot of cases, it comes down a bit, and where can this come down? This channel looks valid to me. So sometimes it'll do this, it'll inch forward, and people jump in, and all of a sudden down it comes. I'm not saying it's going to, but there is all this area that it could potentially come down and retest this bottom. But sometimes it'll do that. It'll drag a few longs in there, and then wham, down it'll go. I'm not saying it's going to be. I mean, it could just continue on up. But for me, I've been in these areas before, and I've been trapped. So I'm a little cautious now. Because sometimes it'll give you a weak one here. You may get some traders there. It'll give you another slightly bullish one, pretty bullish. And a trader will get long in there, and all of a sudden down it'll go. So I'd rather leave it and just miss a trade if that's the case, because I have this feeling that it's going to come down there. It's not pushing up very strong now. The measured move's played out. The one thing you can guarantee about letting a trade go by is you're not going to lose a penny. So I'd much rather let one go if I'm not sure, or something is just saying, just be careful. You know, every time you get stuck and trapped in these situations, you've got a picture in front of you when it happens. And that picture just gets shoved away in the back of your brain. And when you see a scenario like that, that appears again, something doesn't feel right. It's hard to put. I mean, you can't put a story to every single tiny setup you've lost in your trading career, but something just, for me, and I think most of us, just has something in the back just going, be careful, I don't like it, something doesn't look right, something doesn't feel right. And when I get that, I just sort of talk myself through it. Okay, so measured legs played out. So in a lot of cases, that's a reason for it to come down. If there is a bigger channel, we've pushed up the measured leg, then there is a possibility we could come down and touch this. That's another reason and not take the trade. It is towards the top, in that top tier as well, so it could do something like this. But look at this. You may have gone long there, trap some longs in there maybe, and all of a sudden, wham, down it comes. So this is something saying caution. And I would say when I get that caution feeling, I'd say I'm probably right 50% of the time, which is plenty for me. In other words, if I take a trade, 50% of the time it's going to lose, 50% of the time it's going to win. So taking away your fees, I'm best off to stay out of it. Yeah, I would not like to be in one of these trades now. What did it go for? So you'd have got 1.75 if you had that, but if you'd have got 2 points or any more, that's almost certainly for me going to break below there. Yeah, so I sort of make a mental note of this whenever I get a feeling I stay out. It is a second entry long and it is a setup. The bar's a bit weak. Then you have something a bit more positive, but it's got caution written all over it. So, we've still got this 71% discount on at the moment, and I'm hoping for Halloween they give us something towards the end of the month, hopefully. I'm surprised they've left this 71% on for so long. It's a bit of an odd one, isn't it? I've never heard of 71%. Mandalorian, how you doing? Sorry, bud, I didn't see you there. How you doing? Okay, if you're wondering what that line was Friday's highs. Okay, so we've got a little channel down there, break. Let's see if we make it new low. Okay, leg down, leg down. What's going on? Let's have a look. Okay, excuse me just for 1 minute. Okay, let's have a look. So, what's going on here? Maybe there's a channel down there. That's not the clearest, is it? Okay, is this a bigger channel? I think so. Leg, 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 leg. Anybody hear about that new software out? Guardian Angel. You can, I think it's $350. You can download it, attach it to this, and set a load of parameters. Like it only lets you execute a trade between certain hours, so you can set it between, I don't know, whatever, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to say 3 p.m. And it won't let you execute a trade, and you can set if you lose 2 trades, it won't let you set a trade. Nutty Bar, yeah, Nutty Bar's using it. Someone, well, actually, excuse me, I had about 4 messages within the space of an hour. Was it day before yesterday? About this bit of software. It's called Guardian Angel. So, but yeah, if you want a Nutty Bar, sorry, Nutty Bar Traders made a video about it. Can you link it? Let me have a look. I'll show you his website, his Facebook page. He talks about it, but you can almost guarantee that you won't revenge trade, which is freaky, right? Let's have a look. Where is it? No more going on tilt. That one there.
Or we
pause a minute. That's it there. Nutty Bar Trading. It's called Day Trading. Stop going on tilt. It's this bit of software, but you know, you can put in sort of let's have a look. total number of trades, losing trades, and it will block you out. You can get it to set it so it will not allow you to execute a trade. It will not allow you to go over to. You can go through the settings basically. Does it work on Ninja Trader? Yeah, he's using it with Ninja Trader. Yeah, Nuts is using it in Ninja Trader. It's $350. What is it? Yeah, it's $350. So go and have a look at the video. Where's the oh. Yeah, let me see if I can find the website. I had it here earlier. History. So there you go. Okay, I'm just going to drag it in quickly. That's the website there. volumeladdertrading.com. But there's a video about it as well down the bottom of that page, which tells you all about Guardian Angel. But if you set it right, it can more or less eliminate. It gives you a certain, so you can sort of say, you know, so I trade from 2:30 UK time. Yeah, I trade from 2:30 UK time to about 5:30, so about 3 hours. And I can set those hours so that I can't trade after. So, you know, if I say set mine to not allow me to take a trade from say 6 p.m. at night, there's no coming back later. And I can set it so that I can only reset it during those hours. So once those hours are hit, it won't let me execute a trade until 2:30 the following day. So really interesting. Great bit of software. £350, that's the only, or dollars, that's the only sort of downside. It's quite pricey. Having said that, if it does stop you, you know, coming back and trading later on, then it's worth its weight in gold, isn't it? So yeah, go have a look at that. And there's a video, play the video, and it explains everything how it works. So Guardian Angel. Might be, yeah. For me, my issue is I can trade okay when I'm streaming, and if I finish the trade now, I'll be okay. But come sort of 7 o'clock in the evening, UK time, which is about, 2 in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time, I get this urge to come back. Probably maybe greed. It could be a bunch of things. And that's where I usually do some damage. So, okay, we got a leg down here. We got a break. Second entry short, possibly. Trouble is, we've got an uptrend at the moment, so that for me would be risky. I still don't really want to take a trade till I get back to this area. It is a second entry short. Bar's not, well, it's slightly on the bearish side, but it's not. Trouble is, we're up at the moment, so I can't bring myself to take a short in an uptrend at the moment. Let's see if it works. But yeah, it could be really useful for certain. You know, you can set those hours. So, you know, once those hours finish the day, you can't touch that and execute a trade until whatever time you set it till the following day. And it'll literally stop you. You know, I know in, you know, things like Rhythmic, after a couple of beers at lunch, then I want to trade and come back and blow accounts. So I don't trade drinking anymore. I've done that myself, I have, mate. In fact, I opened a bottle of, if you remember it, I opened a bottle of, what was it? A bottle of single malt on a Friday at the end of the day. I think it was a bottle of Aberlour. And after about 2 hours, I drank about half the bottle and blown about 10 evals. The evals were on 80%, at 90%, so they were really cheap, and I was just taking a couple of them, and I blew it, and I was taking a couple, yeah. The thing is, when you have a few beers or a drink or whatever, you're quite relaxed. You're not stressed. So it's kind of a way to make you relax when you're trading, but you know, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work a long time. But you will experience it once, I think. But yeah, I remember popping a bottle here, and I was just going to have a quick single malt on a Friday, and yeah, and I had another. And I did another eval and another eval. You do some stupid stuff, you really do. But yeah, probably avoid drinking. I mean, it's great that it relaxes you, but the trouble is you just don't give a toss then. You start hitting buttons. But my biggest issue, if I've gone through the day without a trade, I want to come back and try and get a trade. Or, you know, if I've had a loss, I want to come back and get it back. Or if I've made some money, I want to come back and make some more. And I put a post out about that last week, over the weekend, I think, on the Facebook group. And it's quite common. It happens to a lot of people. In fact, there's a trader I watch sometimes, and he mentioned it. He does quite well, makes a lot of money. He does. I can find him. But he said he had exactly the same problem. Would come back. Hopefully here we can get back to this bottom now. So I can't find this guy. Trouble is, when you've been in trading for a while and you subscribe to channels, you've got bloody hundreds of them, so it takes a while to try and find someone. I think he's an Asian guy, I think. He mainly does shorts. Shorts. Let's have a look for shorts. He does quite a lot.
We've got a hostage situation today. We got
a fight.
Something.
While these two
Eating at random.
Wait! After this little boy was so proud.
This is the.
Do you know how dark the ocean gets at night? Well, the ocean is scary as is. However, this is what it looks like.
This. Send aid.
This man tried.
This forklift.
This is.
Name 3 capitals.
You need help?
Everyone on the floor!
I'm watching some of these oil protesters super gluing themselves to the road, and they're screaming when they hit the end.
No one expected this to happen when this snake attacked.
house here is amazing. It's one by one.
This strange shelf cloud was seen in Ohio.
Say it.
Watch what happened. This guy did something. So if you're running.
Personally,
Welcome back to.
And he does exactly the same. He had a problem with that same thing. He makes a lot of money.
I'll give you $100 if you call your dad and tell him you're pregnant.
Oh no, I have a Hispanic dad.
I'll give you $100 if you call your dad and tell him you're pregnant.
No.
No?
It's so sad. I can't do it.
Yeah, come to me. Okay. We've had this bit of a... In fact, in all fairness, I think that channel is probably more like that and a break and a new low. So, just got to be a bit careful going long here. I want it to be more here. So let's see what happens. Leg. Maybe one test. I don't know. I like the way touch. If we can confirm this, then I might look for a higher low there. But at the moment, I'm not taking a trade here because it could trigger and come back here. Okay, leg down, leg down. Let's see what goes. Leg, leg. Come on, nice and bullish. Okay, that I can do with. In fact, I can adjust that fraction because we're over it anyway. If it holds here and pushes up, then that might be okay. Okay, touch here, couple of touches, well, 3 touches there, a couple of touches there. If it holds here, we may get some more up stuff. Just not sure though, actually. Still think about what you said about snipers on looking for the big entry points, waiting for us. Again. I still think about what you said about snipers on the lookout for these big key entry points, waiting for us. Yeah. What's going on? What are you doing? Leg, leg. Just wondering if I get rid of that. Yeah, sometimes it's took that second entry short, that one there. I do wonder whether we're yeah, it's not a bad trade, that, I don't think. The trouble is, I had this. You know, I think we're better off without that bigger channel, and just pick on the small one. So we got this channel up here, 2 legs back, pushed up to a new high, leg down, leg down. Yeah, let's forget the big one. Let's just see what's going on here, whether this is a little range or not. Let's see. Yeah, I think that was okay, actually. That's why I got rid of that. What's it? I mean, that's more of a channel. We've had a channel break new high, another leg up. So we've had 2 legs up, and it just looks like it's starting to reverse, in all fairness. Whether it will just be a failed break out of here and push up, I don't know. It's just getting a little bit unclear now. Leg and leg. Actually, let's get rid of this because we know that's played out. Let's put that there. %, pullback mark, keep an eye on that. 50% of this. Yeah, it just looks like a leg and a leg at the moment, doesn't it? It may continue up. But the trouble is, if you use that bigger channel, it's already broke through it. So, leg, it could still continue up. The trouble is, technically, until it's hit the point 3 times, you can't really confirm it, although it fits beautifully. You can't deny that. So what do? Sometimes things just work. So, you know, maybe look how it finishes on the top, just beautifully along there. So maybe leg, and we are going to start working high. It's just hard to say at the moment. Let's see if it pulls back to there later. Yeah. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to fade that out. So, in other words, it's a level of interest, but so we got a leg up there, 1, 2 legs back, another leg up, 2 legs back, and then finished that measured move. So leg. Are we now coming down? I think it's possible. There's a leg. We've only really touched once here, so I don't think it's worth fading the range, because is it a range? I'm not massively convinced it is. If you look at the 10,000 tick chart, nothing tells you range at all, does it? Leg. So I'm happy to say that's not a range. We've only really touched once up here and once down here, so going long back into it is not really of any interest, I don't think. So I don't know, maybe we are just coming down. It's hard to say. That's just why you've got to be extra careful. You've got to be careful going short and careful going long, because there is a possibility. But we have got this that we've only really touched it twice, even though it looks beautiful. It's just fitting really lovely, isn't it? But, you know, technically, it's not touched 3 times, so I don't know. Does it always make a difference? Who knows? I'll put it there out of interest anyway, so I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break. I'll be just 1 minute. Okay. So we got a leg down there. Let's see if we get 2 legs up here. Anybody else thinking short now? That measured move's played out. Trouble is, if you leave that there, you're thinking long. If you remove it, you're thinking maybe short. We've played that measured leg out, haven't we? And now we are making lower lows. Okay, so small break there, maybe not. Let's have a look. You're looking for shorts. Hey Edward, how you doing, my friend? Yeah, I'm a spectator now. Already done for the day. Good on you, Kev. Yeah, I mean, the measured legs played out. We broke here, didn't we? Leg, and we continued up, and that played out. So then we come down a bit, come down some more, and it is dropping. So, let's just put a little mark in here for the overnight highs. Just in case we bounce, because I think that's possible. Okay, so let's put that down there for the overnight highs. Okay, so I've just put down there just in case it does bounce there, because that is a possibility. And also, who was it who mentioned? So 50%'s a bit below there, isn't it? It is starting to look a bit bearish. I think we've had our 2 legs up, haven't we? So there's our overnight highs anyway. So let's see if we can get down to there first and foremost. I think that's our first target. There is a little bit of congestion there, which we may get something here. So let's see if we can get down to here. There is a little break there. Not massively convinced it is, but okay, I'm happy to say that's a break. Leg down. That would take us to the overnight lows. So let's put that there. Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? Trouble is that's just a first entry, so that's a no-go. So hopefully we get a lower high or something. Or a lower second entry or something. See if we can get a good shorty and have a leg down and a leg down. That would take us nicely to the overnight high. So if you can get a good setup here, I might try and hold on to it, even just for 4 points. I'll be pleased with. Small amount, 4 points, not a lot to take. That's about it. It's not a huge amount. Dream about calisthenics. I have seen charts in me sleep quite a few times a year. Not so much lately, but yeah, I have done. Sometimes I'll click a mouse in my sleep, or I'll feel like I've got something in my hand, because you sit like for 3.5, 4 hours a day with a mouse in your hand. So yeah. To be honest, the thing with me, when I take up something, whether it's, I don't know, an interest or whatever, I get quite obsessed with it. Which in trading, I don't think it's a bad thing, because you need to be a bit obsessed. You need to be able to commit a lot of time, and people who get obsessed about something and just dive in head first, I feel like it's a plus for trading. Okay, so I'd like that to tick above there, but if it comes down bearish enough, I may take it. We'll see. But yeah, I get a bit sort of obsessed. You know, I've got to buy the t-shirt and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, with trading, I think it's a good thing. I think you need to be a little bit obsessed with it. You need to throw a lot of time into it. Ever since I started trading 3 years ago, trading is never otherwise than at the forefront of my mind. Every single day, every part of every day, trading is there in the front of my head. Maybe it's because I am a bit obsessed. Maybe it's because I know, what money you can earn in it. So I don't know, maybe a combination of both. I do enjoy the challenge of learning, but I am aware that you can earn a lot of money. And there's just so many benefits to trading, isn't it? Yeah, it's hard to learn. Yeah, you can lose a lot of money, and yeah, not everyone sticks it out. But how many days even can you make $200 or $300 a day for working 3 or 4 hours? You're never gonna. No one's ever gonna sack you. You're never going to be out of work as a trader as long as you can trade. And markets, doesn't matter what's going on in the world, markets are still running. Okay, so we've got this leg down here. We've had a push up. We're going a bit sideways. I like to think that when we do go sideways under the EMA, sooner or later we get a good signal bar and then down it comes. You could say that's a second entry short there. Trouble is, there's 2 dojis there. It's a bit flat. I'm waiting. I am. Sometimes if you get, I think you've got to be patient with this, but I think if you can get a really good signal bar, maybe we get another signal bar there, nice and bearish, engulfing all this. They're the sort of bars then that encourage the sellers to come in. What I'm also aware of, I'm looking at the 10,000 tick chart above my head, and that's showing a very different picture. Touch. It's not confirmed, but it's still, for me, fits nice. So there is always the possibility we could go up. I don't think so, but I'm always aware, just be careful you're not getting trapped. So if we can break above here and have a really nice bearish bar that engulfs that, that's the type of trade I'll take. All you see is candlesticks everywhere. Yeah, I do see some weird stuff. I've definitely clicked mouse the mice. I used to, not so much now, but I have done. Trouble is with me in the UK, I always watch Mac's video every day, and Mac's video comes out at around about 1 o'clock in the morning UK time. So I'm sort of in a habit now of waking up and I go downstairs, make myself a cup of tea, because I don't need to be up mega early, see? So if I wake up at night, I'll usually get up, might go to the toilet, I'll walk downstairs, I'll make a quick cup of tea, and I'll watch Mac's video for the day. And I'll watch maybe Thomas Wade's and, you know, find out what other people are doing. And it's a habit I just can't get out of. Is this just going to drop? But, you know, I suppose at the end of the day, I'd rather throw my whole life into it and come out successful rather than, you know, just do an hour, the odd hour here or there and still be, you know, because I know some people, they might do an hour a day or a couple of hours, a couple of times a week, and they're going to be chipping away at for 5 years and still not get anywhere. You have to put a lot of time into this. You have to be really super committed. And if you are, it'll happen, I believe. You've just got to keep trying and keep pushing. And like that Anton Creel says, you almost get sort of, what's the word he used? Not hardwired. Not hardwired to it. What's the word he used? Hard locked. I can't remember. But yeah, your brain sort of. It is a way of moulding your brain, because as he says, human beings make crap traders because we just haven't got the right brains for it. We're not wired that way. So it is about adapting to work like a trader, isn't it? Which is completely alien to us, but we're given time and just keep plugging away and screen time. And not only that, once you start to get your confidence and you realise, okay, I can trade, you know, and you're making great trades, then obviously your skill will take over. That'll give you a confidence boost, and then the losses might come secondary because you think if it's a loss, it's just because of a silly mistake rather than, you know. Okay, so if that pulls down and triggers below there, I think that's a setup to come short.
Order submitted.
Because there's probably going to be some longs trapped there. So if I put that there, trouble is that's a bloody big bar then, isn't it? If I put that there, it's a second entry short and it's triggered, but just I'm not a fan of those. Sometimes they'll work, sometimes they'll stitch you up. But it is a lower high if it does trigger below there, but I'm probably just going to sit
order cancelled
and have a look because it is just going a bit sideways. Let's see how it finishes. It is a second entry short, but there is quite a lot of congestion. If it does break below there, I'd say there's a fair chance we're going to go down, but I'm just going to sit tight this. We had something early and ended up losing a trade. I jumped in there. We came down and it looked to me like we were coming down and it just went a bit congested, and I think that's probably why I had a few problems. But when it goes like that, which it is a little bit, I think oh, it has actually broken below. I think sometimes you're best off just sitting this out really, because if you took that trade below there, which I was looking at and decided I changed my mind, I'd be in this trade now. Excuse me, just 1 minute. I've just left my phone downstairs. 1 second. Okay, I had my suspicions, a double trap. So if you took a long there, it trapped you, stopped you out. I was thinking about putting a short trade there. If I would have done it, triggered me and stopped me out. So good decision. When it starts to go like that, you just got to stay out of it. I would say, though, I would expect it to come down. It's just a good enough signal bar. Yeah, it is. It is. Best thing to do really is just to stay out of it. But yeah, it's so easy to try and find a trade. I very nearly went short below there, but I just thought, oh, I did something similar and it backfired on me. So sometimes you're best off just leaving alone. And then, yeah, it does look like it's going to drop. But it's just one of those things, isn't it? Sometimes you just got to let them go. But look, if I'd have gone short there, it triggered me, stopped me out, and look what happened. It's going where I thought it would anyway. It is a bit frustrating. What can you do, though? That's part of the skill in trading, isn't it? It's having the patience just to stay out of it. Because, you know, you're itching. You pretty much know it's going to do that. You know, oh, we've got a fair idea. But how it does it, that's the tricky bit. Now we're down below here. I think it is likely we may get a lower high, but I think we are going to continue down now. But yeah, you just can't trade that. You just got to stay out. It is. Yeah, you saw me, I had my order ready. I was very tempted to go in there and I'd have lost it. So just having that page, once it starts to go like that, it's caution. Yeah, there might be a setup, but it doesn't mean it's going to work because it's caution. So I just got to keep reminding myself. You've got to keep reminding yourself, you know, to be cautious. Okay, so it could be up, leg, and up, leg, and leg. It's quite possible that could just push up now to here. Or maybe we get a fail break out at the top, channel down, leg. But depending on how you look at that, I think it's a fair comment to say that's had a break in a new low already. Yeah, it's boring, isn't it, when it starts doing this? I wish it. I'd rather, when I'm in a trade, I'd rather win or lose and get over and done with. So if we push up here and have a bearish bar, it could be sort of push up, a little bit of sideways, fell breakout, and then down we go. Called Specular Seth. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, I've looked in the 10,000 tick chart. There's a higher low, isn't there? I'm just not convinced. I'll take a quick photo of that crypto. That's all that. Interesting. Channel down, a couple of attempts to go higher. This comes down sharplish. Yeah, 10,000 tick chart, there is a higher low. Trouble is, we've only touched once, twice. We've not touched the third time we've broken, so that could trap you short. It's hard to say, really. There is a higher low, and it could go higher, but why? We've had a measured leg which is played out. So I'm not a fan. I don't know whether they go long or short at the moment. In all fairness, if that's the case, you're best off just sitting tight, which I think I'm going to have to do. I'm just thinking, why would it? Is it going to go up? Let's have a look. Let's just let's go for a. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. I mean, if that's right, what a great place to go long. But is that valid? I don't think it is. I think I'm just clutching at straws a bit there. No, I think that's dangerous doing that. I'm not sure that that channel's right. Let's have a look on that 10,000 tick chart. It hasn't triggered yet on the 10,000 tick chart. But I don't know. This for me is looking bearish. I think we're due to come down. One leg up, twice, 2 legs up. I think this is the type of what's it trade that what's it would take. Leg down, 2 attempts to go higher. I think this is coming down personally. Yeah, this is looking bearish for me. Let's see if we can get a lower high. I did say if we can get a bearish bar, I fancy it coming down. Unfortunately, it just wasn't really good enough. But this looks like a penguin trade. We got a leg down, 2 attempts to go higher, push down a bit. How are you drawing yours? Are you up here, are you, or something? Oh, I see what you mean, yeah. Yeah, good point. See if we can get a lower high. Which we're probably not going to get, are we? Unfortunately, there's nothing there, is there? There's no setup. So- Yeah, it's gone quite choppy, isn't it? So I'm going to channel down with 2 legs up, push back down, fine. It has had 4 touches, so are we coming down or are we going to try and push up again? Okay, possible lower high. Just not a massive fan of that. Push down, we bounced on this line, so it could go high. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on here at the moment. It's a bit choppy, so it could sting you. It may come down, but it triggered. It's moved up a little bit, so I'm staying out of this at the moment because it could quite easily push up and stop that out. Just excuse me for 1 second. could come down. I'm just not a massive fan, in all fairness. You took the lower high, did you? Yeah. I am the hard at it. Penguin style, yeah, maybe. In all fairness, I think Penguin would have had his stop here, his order here, and I think his profit down here, so I think he'd still be in that trade, I think. See if there's a failure. See if we can trigger a second entry long and then maybe get a failure. Okay, so possible fail. Let's just get an order ready.
Order submitted. I just can't take a long at the moment because we're coming down. I'm not saying it's not going to work. Okay, no good. Order cancelled.
I mean, it could go up, but at the moment, look what we're doing. We're clearly making lower highs, lower lows. And sometimes you can get trapped in trades like that. You go long, it triggers you, comes down, stops your rate. So thinking about this at the moment, we've had a channel up there, we've had a break, new high, side. And at the moment, we're making a series of lower lows. There's a possible failure there, but that hasn't triggered. In fact, it's triggered there, isn't it? So, but what it also is, it's very easy to get in here and short, and I even just considered it myself. But the bigger picture at the moment is it's sideways and choppy. So it could sting you. See that short there, the lower high there, depending on what you got out, I think you'd have got 2 points out of it. Yeah, you'd have got 2 points out of that. But if you're thinking we're coming down and then all of a sudden it turns, it may trigger above there, second entry long, it's triggered, it could come down, stop that out. So it's just a little bit, you're long here, are you? Yeah, at the moment, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, we're making lower lows at the moment, lower highs, so that would just talk me out of the trade, and you're sort of going against it. I'm not saying it's not going to work, but I can't bring myself to go long at the moment, you know. I mean, it could rocket up, but for me, the bigger picture at the moment is telling me down, so I have to just... I mean, you might have a different take on it, and that's all right sometimes. Sometimes you might see something I don't, and vice versa. But it's certainly sideways, so it could do bloody anything, in all fairness, couldn't it? But for me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 5 touches of this, that can come down a fraction. 5 touches, and every one is lower and lower. Having said that, we've gone sideways here, so you just don't know. You're bullish over 4,400, are you? Yeah. Yeah, see, you might have a slightly different strategy, and it, you know, your strategy might give you a different picture, so it's just one of those things, isn't it? You just never quite know. Having said that, I'm slightly bearish at the moment, but because it is choppy, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, I'm even staying out of shorts at the moment. It could just rocket up. There's quite likely going to be some short stops there, that's what I will say. So if it does push up a bit and take them short stops out, it may go a bit higher. I don't know, really. I left my crystal ball in the car, so I don't know what's going on at the moment. We are coming down. The overall picture is down, but it is sideways, so you just don't know whether it's going to change or not, do you? 1 minute it looks bearish. You know, you see this going up, then you're thinking bullish. You see this coming down, then you're thinking bearish. But one thing it is congested. So, as we know, it could do, well, bloody anything, couldn't it? Let's put that somewhere like that. So, it's not the best looking range, but so far at the moment we are holding here. 1, 2, it's hit a couple of times there. So, okay, so let's see if it takes that stop out. Because there's probably still going to be some traders taking that as a lower high, expecting to get down here somewhere. Okay, so a little bit of a spike there, so that probably took out a few stops. Now let's see what's going on. Even if this comes bearish, I'm staying out because it's still choppy for me. Oof. I certainly try to push high. So if you all go long, and if it fails, we can just blame Clay. We won't feel bad then, see? But it looks like it's trying to go long, doesn't it? If it gets above there, it may do. Who knows? Depends how you read it. If you look at the 10,000 tick chart, it's kind of looking bullish. Let's just bring that in. So we're working in there, although technically it's got to hit 3 times, isn't it? Which it hasn't really, but it's still looking nice in there. So we've had 1 leg, 2 legs down, and a bit of sideways, but it is facing slightly up. So we could go up, and a lot more really. We could have, well, that could be 1 leg and another leg. You just don't know. I mean, if that breaks above this, then you have to say, well, perhaps it is favourite for change. It depends what chart you're looking at. You just don't know. If it breaks above there, then I think it's a better chance. But you could say it's a leg down, 1 attempt to go higher, 2nd attempt to go higher, failure, drop. I got no idea. I'm on the fence now. Leg down, 1 leg up, 2 legs up. I don't know. It's clearly sideways and choppy. If anything, I'd say it's probably slightly working. I'm going to say working more on the working up, but then all of a sudden you get a quick turn and you just don't know, do you? And all of a sudden you get a big drop like that. Does that mean it's coming down? Who knows? You're out, are you? Yeah. I don't blame you. Sometimes it does that though, and then all of a sudden starts to push back up towards the end. Yeah, I don't know. I'm staying out of this. The bulls are certainly trying to push it higher. It's for the 4404. Yeah. Yeah, I think you took that one. Didn't you take the higher low, did you? Yeah, I suppose you want to be out before the tops because you just don't know. At least the chance of you getting out at the top's pretty high. It's hard to say. It looks. I mean, we've had a little break out of this, so are we coming down? Who knows? In fact, that's actually not a bad short, is it? Touch, that confirms it. 2nd entry short. I'll be shocked if Mac doesn't mark that, actually, in all fairness. Why didn't I see that earlier? 2nd entry short, nice bearish bar. Touch. See, you could say we got a leg down, 1 attempt to go higher, 2nd attempt to go higher, failure. That may be a penguin trade, leg down, 1, 2. I would class that as a push up because it sort of goes sideways, but that's a clear break above this, and that's a clear break above this. So I don't bloody know. I have a feeling it's just going to go whoop, and drop. Yeah, is it going to make it there? Still trying to push up in it. So it could be channel, brake, 1, 2, 3 attempts to go lower, and up we go. Could call that a possible triple test. I don't know what's going on at the moment. When it's choppy like that, it's hard to, obviously the bias at the moment for me is down, but when it starts to go sideways, there's uncertainty there, so it could do anything really. It could go up, it could go down. If you look at the 10,000 tick chart, you would be thinking that's more bearish. The bigger picture. Second entry short, you reckon? It's boring, isn't it, when it's like this? I don't even know how you can adjust the channel to make that fit. I don't think there is a way, is there? Let's have a look. Suppose you could do. Don't know about that. There is a second entry short there, but I don't think it's safe to take anything at the moment because you just don't know. It could trigger you and go up. It could keep going sideways for a bit. I don't know. I'm not a fan of that. Let's have a look. Let's think about that. Sideways break. Okay, let's give another 15 minutes, I think, and that'll do me for the day. First day I've been down for a week. Fortunately, not much, $50. That's neither here nor there. fact, I'm going to knock it on the head for the day, actually. I kind of like the fact that I finish when I'm down a bit so I can work on not coming back to the chart. So, excuse me a second. So, good practice anyway. I'm down $50, which is about what, 4 point? Is that right? About point? Yeah, about a point and a quarter, I think. So all in all, a few trades here or there today, but a couple of little jumped in a little bit premature. But what am I doing? What is this showing? I'm down 5 down a point. Yeah, that's right. That's about a point plus a bit of commissions. So let's call it a point and a quarter. So it does look like it may work down there, but I don't know. I'm not a massive fan of this. You just don't know what it's going to do. So I'm going to knock it on the head there. So not a bad day. A little bit fiddly. I should have just, if I'd have left that alone, I'd have been all right. That was a good trade, I think. And same there. But there you go. So that's it for today, folks. I appreciate all your comments. I hope you've had a green day, and I'll be back same time tomorrow. So have a great evening. Stay safe, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye for now.